Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So today we are looking at Optimism and its price action and seeing what will happen with its price in the coming days. So this is everything you need to know about Optimism as of now. So basically, first of all, they saw a big downgrade in their transaction fees, which was due to the ethereum dencom update, and it actually helped the transaction fees below, I believe, 0.001 cent, which $0.001, which is pretty good as well. So that, I think, that actually may have had impact on its users, and we may see a rise in optimism usage. So that actually happened to the arbitrum and other layer 2s as well, because that was ethereum update about the layer 2's scaling solution. So beside that, we have another big update coming in for arbitrum on around 19th march, which is for their optimism sepolia. So it will be upgraded to support a feature such as it will have a break the feature is called, I believe, op stack fall proof, which means that it will have a big impact on bridges, sexes, and custom solution that uses withdrawal. So I think that may impact optimism in a big way. So the proposal fault proof upgrade requires developer to update withdrawal logic to enable these fault proof changes before the op sepolia release. So the devs need to do the changes, but once it is released, I think it will have a much more impact. So after that, importantly, withdrawals between op sepolia and sepolia will no longer be instant, since they will be using, so they won't be instant, but still they will be using fault proof mechanism. So I think this may actually impact the op price in around 2 to 3 days, which we will discuss later and see where it could go up. So in terms of its TVL, it is not doing doing pretty good, but as of now, as you can see, it is still enabled to break its all-time high, which was over 1.4 billion. And if you look at arbitrum, it actually went parabolic and it actually broke its all-time high. So even a base broke the all-time high. If we look at the blast, I think, which also did break its all-time high, as you can see here. But as for optimism and polygon, both of them have been struggling a little bit. As you can see, polygon is struggling way too much, but as for optimism, it is the same. So it is hard to say what is happening here, but I think this can be actually seen in the price. As you can see, the price is also struggling to break around $5 point, which is important to note. So in terms of their governance, I believe we don't have anything here. So in terms of their op labs, which is basically behind the optimism, and as you can see, they did have a blog about from EIP to ethereum mainnet, the collective triumph of 4844. So nothing much in terms of their own blog or their own mirror or then so subtract, as you can see, they did have something about celebrating super chain creativity and announcing the winners. So beside that, they did not have anything beside that. So their retro pgf did conclude, I believe. So that is something you have to keep in mind. So as for so this retro public good funds, I believe, are given from the optimism token, and as you can see, as of now, there are around 2.33 million daily sale pressure from these funds, which means that the developers are probably getting around 2.33 million op tokens daily, and those developers could be selling for their salaries, even for the development and other things you have to keep in mind. So in terms of other thing, we have a big supply release in around 11 days, which is the same as which did happen around on the 28th Feb, which was around 24 million. The same thing happened, so we'll discuss this later. So as of now, that is happening with it. So if we look at the previous release, so out of 44 million, 11 million goes to the investors, and the rest goes to the core contributors. So I think the investor may be taking profits, you have to keep in mind. So if we look at 28th vesting schedule, as you can see here, the price was around here, and the price actually went up, and I think that could be because of some buying happening behind the back, and the investors may also be buying as well. You have to keep in mind those guys are whale, and those guys could be buying the tokens to drive the price up. And once the price goes above and there are no retail investors, I think they probably took the profit at selling their additional tokens as well, and the price has been going down. And this is actually the proof that this much dip is not possible without a huge selling, and I think those investors may have sold. I know the BTC did go down. If we look here, the BTC did go down, but it did not go down that much like the Optimism. As you can see, Optimism price took a really big, the Optimism price did crash basically. So in terms of the demand zone, I think the first demand zone which actually got filled was this one. Just a second, let me, okay, so the first demand zone which got filled was this one. So this demand zone was fairly small, as you can see, and it did a perfect it perfectly got filled, as you can see, and the price went back up right again. So considering they have a big update coming in around 2 days, I think the token will the Optimism will probably try to go again at the top, I believe. And I think if the BTC does not go down, I think Optimism even could go up to the $5, or if not, I think the 4.5 is a possibility. So we do have a resistance around here, and if this one if Optimism is unable to break this resistance, I think we will be heading down towards these other demand zone, which I will just talk about, which are those. So the first demand zone which I am looking at, I think we do have a good demand zone around, just a second, we have a good demand zone around here. So this we have a good demand zone around at this point, around 2.9 to 2.82. If not, I think we can also enter at this point as well. So just a second, let me go to the daily chart. So I think we can actually also this, I think this could actually play as a support as well, around 3.2 3.29 as well. I think that is a pretty good entry, that is a pretty good price entry, and that is a pretty good support as well. As you can see, this is a support here and here. I think I think this is the next support which I am probably looking at to get the order filled. So in case of its full downtrend, I think we are not in a downtrend as of now, and the price could actually bounce back from there, and there is a big possibility still we have a big upgrade coming in, and I think that could actually play a bigger role, and it may even pump its price over $5. Still we have to see, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But in terms of the points below that, I think we can actually get a good entries around 2.9 to 2.8. If not, I think 2.7 to 2.6 is a pretty good entry point. If not, I think you will have to wait back at these points to get filled. I still believe the 1.1 and 1.15 is a pretty good level to buy in if you're planning to hold this for a long term. If not, I think you can enter at these points and sell as it goes up. So this was it. I hope you liked the video. I will be back with more. Thanks for watching.